Indonesia will not back an inch in our support for Palestinian statehood.
I now give the floor to Her Excellency Retno Lestari Prisansari Madusi, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia. You have amended the text.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellencies, dear colleagues, today I'm wearing a traditional fabric from East Nusa Tenggara, Indonesia, while my delegation are wearing different traditional fabric representing the diversity of over 1,000 ethnicities in Indonesia. We are diverse, but we are one. Mr. President, the world now is at strategic crossroads. Global solidarity and collective responsibility are the only answer to address trust deficit and global inequality. This is the main essence transpired by the Bandung Conference or Asia-Africa Conference in 1955. Through the 10 principles of Bandung, we call for respect toward human rights and the UN Charter, sovereignty and territorial integrity, equality of all races and all nations, peaceful settlement of dispute, and promotion of mutual interest on cooperation. The Bandung Conference reminded every country of their equal rights and responsibility in maintaining peace and stability, mainstreaming win-win cooperation, and championing solidarity. Indonesia bring along the Bandung spirit when we presided the G20 last year, chairmanship of ASEAN this year, during President Jokowi visit to Africa last month, and we will bring this spirit everywhere we go, including to this UNGA. The Bandung spirit enable Indonesia to listen and become part of solution. For Indonesia, global leadership should not only be about power or about the influence to dictate others. Instead, global leadership should be about listening to others, building bridges, respecting international law consistently, and put all nations equally. The fate of the world cannot be defined by the mighty few. A peaceful, stable, and prosperous world is a collective right and responsibility of all countries, big and small, north and south, developed and developing. We all must do our part and work together toward this common goal. And this can only be achieved if all of us adhere to the same rules of the game. We must uphold respect for international law, particularly fundamental principle of sovereignty and territorial integrity. This will ensure that disputes will be settled on the negotiating table rather than at the battlefield. A collective responsibility is also needed to the people of Palestine and Afghanistan. For far too long, we have allowed our Palestinian brothers and sisters to suffer. Indonesia will not back an inch in our support for Palestinian statehood. In Afghanistan, Indonesia will do its utmost to help the Afghan people and ensure the rights of women and girls are respected, including their right to education. As the ASEAN chair this year, Indonesia had to navigate ASEAN through such geopolitical dynamics in the region. ASEAN has already managed to do this for the last 5 decades. We send a clear message that we will not let our region to be a pawn of rivalries. Instead, Southeast Asia must be an epicentrum of growth where all countries can benefit meaningfully. Inclusivity will forever be the pillar of our region's architecture building. It is suffices to say we managed to pull through. ASEAN have maintained its unity and established a long-term vision for ASEAN 2045. ASEAN have reinforced its centrality in strengthening regional resilience and preparing for economy of the future. ASEAN have initiated closer partnership with the Pacific Island Forum and the Indian Ocean Rim Association for a stable and peaceful Indo-Pacific. We translated the ASEAN outlook on the Indo-Pacific into concrete and inclusive cooperation. On Myanmar, implementation of the 5 points of consensus remains the main reference. ASEAN continues to urge the military junta to implement it. ASEAN will spare no effort to ensure the people of Myanmar are not left alone.